Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Richard Ransom. Topping tonight's 10, voter turnout. There's only 1 week left to vote early in Tennessee. And so far, the numbers are down more than 30% in Shelby County compared to the 2020 election. In fact, the Election Commission reports 70,000 fewer voters taking part than 4 years ago. Our Lauren Turman is here now seeking answers as to why Shelby County voters just aren't showing up like they used to. Lauren, what'd you learn?
Richard, since early voting started in Shelby County, the numbers have declined. The first day was the highest by far at nearly 24,000 votes, and now 17,000 voters are hitting the polls each day. And some told me today that the passion is just not there in this general election. Local chapters of the National Pan-Hellenic Council are gearing up to get early voters to the polls. With low voter turnout in Tennessee's largest county, members of the nation's oldest black sororities and fraternities are trying to find solutions.
We were dealing with COVID, so many people wanted to come out early and vote where there were less people at the polls. I'm not giving up on Shelby County. I want you to get out and vote. Your vote counts.
The numbers are down nearly 70,000 compared to this time in the 2020 presidential election, with nearly 200,000 people casting their ballots during the first week of early voting in Shelby County. During that election, more than 326,000 people cast their ballots early.
Like Senator Raphael Warnock is often quoted to have said, a vote is a kind of prayer for the kind of world we want for ourselves and for our children. And so when we're voting, we're expressing our voice for the kind of world that we want.
And MATA is doing its part to up the numbers.
The AARP is going to be sponsoring a Rise to the Poll actually on the last day of early voting. So bus rides will be free that day. So there is no excuse. Everybody needs to roll to the poll.
Secretary of State Trey Hargett says, especially in a presidential election, looking at the first few weeks of voter turnout can be deceiving.
We saw 7% absentee vote statewide. During a typical presidential election, it's 2.5%. And during a non-presidential election, it's even below 2%. So I think people here are going to return to voting in person.
A little pool of blue in a historically red state. Hargett says that Shelby County will likely have a boost over the next week.
And so I think ultimately what you'll see those votes catch up during the rest of early voting on election day. I think you've got some people maybe who haven't made up their mind about who they're going to vote for yet.
Hargett says Tennessee's voter turnout is right on par with 2020 at just over 1 million early voters so far. But this decrease in Shelby County does reflect much of what nearly 40 states across the country are seeing with less voter turnout. Richard?